Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Bakar Kadash, Barak to the elders and apostles, Ba'akim, Ba'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit down lesson of the M.O.T.B Watch. And this is a news article from political.eu, and it reads, Keir Starmer has set out a plan for millions to acquire the digital ID, right? Because we're seeing more pushing of these digital dollar, digital ID, digital wallet, digital currency, and that's recorded in the Book of Revelation. Because everything's being revealed in the Book of Revelation. Because we're about to enter a time where once it's going to be fully implemented, which we see in signs of it, so it's going to come into full effect. This is going to be where it's required for you to have the digital, to have the digital currency, to have that digital technology device that they want to implant inside of your body in order for you to buy or sell. So these are more steps. We're seeing it slowly but surely increasing. We're seeing the digital dollar, the digital ID. We're seeing more steps. We get closer and closer to that, which is already here, but they're going to make it fully mandatory to implement this digital dollar, because you already have the original, you have the real ID that was published in the month of May, a couple months ago, in the year 2025. So that was like 4 months ago, because this is September. That was happening over here in the United States. Now they're going to roll out a plan over there in the UK to set out a plan to make an announcement of the digital dollar. The digital ID, I meant to say. And then you had the European Central Bank. I believe it was the European Central Bank. They're getting closer and closer to the pushing of the central digital bank currency. No, I'm not sure if they're going to roll it out in October, or it might be a couple more months, year down the road. But we definitely going to see them make this announcement. The Prime Minister over in the UK was saying that he's going to make an announcement in his speech on Friday, which is tomorrow, because the time zones are kind of different from the United States and the UK. So, as it reads again from the political.eu, so this is a M.O.T.B News Watch. It says, Keir Starmer to set out a plan for millions to require the digital ID. It says the UK Prime Minister will announce the move in a speech on Friday. It says this is from September 25th, 2025 at 5:15 p.m. CET by Dan Baum from London. Starmer will on Friday unveil a plan to require people working in Britain to government issue digital identification. It says the UK Prime Minister is expected to announce the move as he seeks to show voters he is getting on top of the high number of undocumented migrants arrived in Britain in small boats. Starmer said earlier this month an identical scheme could play an important part in reducing the incentive to enter the UK without permission. He will commit to forego ahead a set out details in a speech on Friday, according to 3 people familiar with the arrangements who were not authorized to speak publicly. It says one of the 3 people suggests that the ID scheme would be universal. A 4th person, however, suggested that it's more likely to target people in work. The 5th person said it will mandatory for showing the right to work in the UK, along with the existing systems such as the e-visas. The new scheme will function as a extra layer to stop adulterous employees finding loopholes in the system. And the 6th person says the scheme will initially be consulted on and will likely need legislation, according to the Times. The French President Emmanuel Macron has repeatedly warned that the lack of the ID cards in the UK act as a major inclusive to migrants who are able to find work in the black economy. It says think tanks close to labor has been embracing the government embracing a digital ID to access voter concerns by illegal migration able to enable public service deliveries. It says in June the influence label together think tank called for the government to introduce a birth card, a brick card that adults could use to prove their right. Their right to work and rent property in the UK. As Lee Arthur Christie Innes became an advisor to the new technology secretary of Liz Kendall early this month. It says the Tony Blair Institute has also endorsed the idea, though advocates for more expansion model could link together all the information held by the government, form a individual under a federate model. It says, however, a coalition of civil rights groups on Wednesday warned that Prime Minister that mandatory the ID scheme that could collectively personal data in a population-wide database would have a serious consequences for our fundamental rights and freedoms. Yeah, because we see everything's being digital nowadays with the modern day technology. So the digital dollar, the digital ID, digital wallet, digital currency. Especially they introduced this idea pushing forth with this digital this digital ID, just like it was we introduced in here in America with the real ID. Now they got the digital ID over there in UK. It's a verification that you all have a right to work in the UK. And especially they target the migrants to have full proof and full verification, see that you have a full citizenship and full verification that you be able to work in the UK as a migrant. So and that makes perfect sense. We see more and more with these 15-minute cities, 15-minute cities, these digital cities. Everything's going to be digital nowadays, which we're seeing right now. That's why they adopting this digital dollar because once it comes into full effect, because this is going to be mandatory throughout the whole planet Earth, and or for you to do transactions to make for which in order for you to board a plane, to use your medical information, your personal information to board a flight, to go to a different city, to go to a different town. You're definitely gonna have that full extra verification because they're gonna want more verification, not just only your passport, your ticket, to go to a different, different country or different town, for an example, because you're gonna have that digital technology device that they want to implant inside your body because they're gonna scan your body if you have it in the upper part of your body, right part of your body. So we're seeing the increasing stages of it. So we're getting closer and closer to the M.O.T.B of the M.A.R.K of the BAST. Because we're gonna see more and more pushing of everything being digital, and everything is gonna be less. Everything will be hard copyless because like your personal information, like your state ID, your digital ID, your real ID, your driver's license, your social security card, all your personal information that you have in the car and on paper. That's gonna be hard copyless. That's gonna be paperless because everything is digital. Because they're gonna implement it. This technology device, this nanotechnology, this Neuralink, this RFID, CHIP chip that they want to implant inside of your body. That's why we're seeing them pushing more of the adoption of it. We're seeing signs of it. That's why they're pushing the digital dollar. That's why they're pushing the digital ID, the real ID, the digital currency, the digital money, because everything is digital nowadays as they lean towards that direction. So, in order for you to show proof of your citizenship, to show proof that you work on this certain job or this certain location, or you migrated to the area, or you might plan a trip to this different city, or you might plan a trip to this different country. They're gonna ask for more verifications. So if you ain't got all these verifications and They're gonna make it full mandatory as World 2 of this technology device that they want to implant inside of your body in order for you to buy yourself to function in today's society, to show more verification of you of this technology. They're gonna scan your upper part of your body, right part of your body, or for you to buy yourself. Now they're using it with this digital ID. Now they're using it with the real ID. So you can go to, because there's going to be a time where it says in the book of Second Esdras, a man should desire to go into a city, should not be able to. And we're going to be seeing that signs that as well too. So in order for you to buy yourself, in order for you to get to point A to point B, for you to go to a different city, to go to a different town, to a different country, this is what they're going to implement. And this is a preview of a prime example. Yep, it says Starmer has set out a plan for millions to acquire the digital ID. Yeah, that's a step closer. We're getting closer to the M.O.T.B. So this is definitely an M.O.T.B watch. Yep, it says the U.S. Prime Minister will announce the move in a speech on Friday as he set out a plan for millions to acquire the digital ID, right, just like they got in the United States a couple of months ago, of the real ID, because everything's going to be digital. Because as we know it right now, everything is digital. Because everything's going to be paperless, hard copyless. Because everything's going to be digital. And with this technology that they want to implant inside of your body in order for you to buy or sell, that's why we'll be seeing the CBDC plot, CBDC trial, CBDC tests. Because everything's going digital nowadays. With the digital ID, digital currency, Bitcoin, stablecoin, cryptocurrency, digital currency. With everything is digital, so it makes perfect sense. And that's what we're seeing. So this is definitely increasing M.O.T.B watch. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. It says, and it calls of all, both small and great, rich or poor. Right. So if you're small and great, rich or poor, so he calls of all the son of addition. He calls of all, both small and great, rich or poor, free or bond. Right. So if you're upper class or lower class, or you migrate to this place that you was born and raised at, or you might migrate to another city, you migrate to another city, or you migrate to another country to have a better living, to have a better job, for a better living for you and your family. So even if you're upper class or lower class, yep, it says he calls of all, both small and great, which are poor, free or bond, to receive a Karag. Right, that's the M-A-R-K, stands for the Karag. In their right hand, because right now they're using the digital ID. Then they're going to use the digital currency. Then they're going to use the digital technology device that they want to implant inside your body to have more verification of you in order for you to function or to buy or sell, to enter that town, to enter that place, to enter the location that you're trying to go to, or you're trying to function in society in your places that you normally go on your work job, or trying to go to a grocery store or buy items, buy or sell items to have more verification of yourself, to have a doctor's visit, going to have, because they're going to verify your information through the digital technology device that they want to implant inside your body. So this is the direction that we're about to enter into, because everything is digital nowadays. We're about to enter this new digital society, about to enter this new economical society. It says, he calls of all, both small and great, rich or poor, free or bond, to receive a karagma in their right hand or in their F-O-R-E-A-T-S. Revelations 13, verse 17, it says that no man might buy or sell, right, that no man might buy or sell, say that he had the karagma, or the name of the BST, or the number of his name. Revelations 13, verse 18, here is wisdom, let him have understanding. Count the number of the BAST, for it is a number of a man, and his number is SIX 303 square SIX. So with that, once again, this was just a sit down lesson of the M.O.T.B watch. Yep, M.O.T.B, not M.O.T.B watch. As it says again, Starmer is set out plans for millions to require the digital ID. Yeah, because he made that announcement today. And then he's going to have a speech tomorrow over there in the UK. Yep, it says Prime Minister will announce the move in a speech on Friday. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Makar Barak to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim Wa'akwaf. Until next time, I would say Shalom.